He said it was a sign. She thought, yeah, a sign it was over. The email still glowed on her laptop. The word terminated, pulsing like a bruise that wouldn't fade. He stood by the sink, barefoot, sipping coffee, talking about how life always evens out. She didn't answer. The fridge filled the silence for her. He liked to give speeches when she was quiet. Something about how people these days gave up too fast, how she should take it as a challenge. She kept her eyes on the mug in her hands, watching the small whirlpool her spoon made. "You've been too comfortable," he said. "Maybe this'll push you." But inside, something shifted. Not fear, not yet anger. Just the quiet click of a door she'd never open again. She nodded once. Just once. He thought that meant agreement. By noon, he'd gone for a jog. She stayed at the table. The cursor blinked in the corner of the screen, patient and cruel. She clicked it closed. The sound was small but final. Around 3, she found his old resume buried in a folder called Taxes 2017. Wrong font, wrong dates, and management spelled like a joke. She fixed it, one letter, one quiet decision at a time. When he came back, sweaty and smiling, he said, "You should make a plan. Get back out there." She said, "Already working on something." He kissed her forehead, called her resilient, and turned on the TV. The noise drowned out the silence. She opened a new tab, typed job openings, logistics, and started scrolling. It was dark by the time she hit send. His name on the form looked borrowed, like it belonged to someone she used to know. She closed the laptop, poured herself a glass of water, and sat still. Somewhere in the house, a pipe knocked, one sharp, hollow sound. She thought about balance again, and for the first time in months, she almost smiled. The next night, he fell asleep halfway through some late-night documentary about men finding their purpose. The volume stayed low, just enough for her to hear the narrator say words like strength and vision as she opened her laptop again. His old resume glowed on the screen, the same one she'd fixed, renamed, polished. She changed the email and the contact line. Not hers, not even his. A new one, his name, followed by a single number. Clean, untraceable. She started sending. Company after company. Quietly, rhythmically. The tap of the keys mixed with the hum of the fridge and the occasional cough from the couch. Each sent, notification felt like an exhale she'd been holding for years. At one point, he stirred. "You still up?" "Just looking," she said. "Trying to see what's out there." "Good," he murmured. "Don't give up too fast." She almost laughed. Then he was gone again, mouth open, chest rising slow and shallow. A few nights later, she set up email filters, flagging anything that said Mr. Miller. She didn't want him seeing anything by accident. The idea of him realizing what she was doing, it didn't scare her. It almost thrilled her. By morning, she made coffee. He yawned, stretched, said he dreamt of a new start. She handed him a mug and smiled. "Maybe that's a sign," she said. He laughed. "Guess we're both looking for one." After he left for his run, she checked the inbox again. 3 new messages. 2 polite rejections. 1 request for a phone interview. Her heart didn't race. It slowed. A steady, quiet rhythm that felt like control. She clicked reply. Typed, "He's available this Thursday after 2 p.m. and pressed send. For a second, she just sat there, hands still, eyes on the reflection of sunlight in the screen. The house was silent except for the faint sound of his sneakers hitting pavement outside. She listened to it fade. Each step sounded like distance. And she realized it had already begun. The first call came on a Tuesday. She was folding laundry when the phone buzzed on the counter. Unknown number, out-of-state area code. She let it ring twice before answering. "Hello, may I speak to Mr. Miller?" Her voice didn't flinch. "He's not available right now. Can I take a message?" A pause. The voice on the other end was friendly, too confident. "This is Alan from JCM Logistics." We just wanted to confirm his interview time for Thursday, 2 o'clock. She wrote it down on the back of an electric bill, next to a note that said due Friday. Got it, she said. He'll be there. When she hung up, she stood for a moment, the dryer still spinning behind her, the sound like low applause. That evening, he bragged about a podcast he'd listened to, something about manifesting success. She nodded, placed his dinner in front of him, and slid the bill with the interview time underneath. What's this? Something that came in the mail, she said. He squinted, grinned. Wow, must be my energy working. Must be, she said. He looked at her like he was seeing himself reflected. She let him. On Thursday, he ironed a shirt he hadn't worn in years. The iron hissed, steam rising like smoke. He asked how he looked. She said fine, then watched him leave, the front door closing with that hollow, final click. The house felt enormous once he was gone. She turned off the TV, opened her laptop, and checked the inbox. Another message. We appreciated meeting Mr. Miller today. Please expect a follow-up soon. She stared at it. No rush of adrenaline. Just the quiet satisfaction of a plan doing exactly what it was built to do. Outside, rain started to fall, slow, deliberate. She walked to the window, glass in her hand, watching droplets slide down like punctuation marks. Every one of them felt earned. The offer came a week later. He was in the shower when the email landed. Formal employment proposal, relocation package included. She read it twice, steady breath, one hand gripping the back of the chair, like she might float away if she didn't. Steam rolled out of the bathroom as he walked into the room, towel on his shoulder. You won't believe this, he said. Something crazy just came through. JCM Logistics. They want to fly me out next week. She looked up from the screen. Really? Yeah. He laughed, like it was divine intervention. I knew something would turn around. He started talking about the salary, the benefits, the title, Regional Operations Manager. Words that didn't belong to him yet, but he said them like he'd earned them long ago. She nodded in all the right places. Maybe this is the sign we were waiting for, she said. He smiled, pulled her in for a hug that felt practiced. Guess you're married to a manager now. Guess I am. That night, she helped him pack. Folded shirts, zipped bags, checked lists. Every motion quiet, efficient, almost tender. He kept thanking her. You're my rock, you know that? Yeah, she said softly. I know. The next morning, he stood by the door, suitcase at his feet. He looked around the room like it was already a memory. I'll get things set up first, he said. You can come later, once I'm settled. She smiled. Take your time. He kissed her cheek and walked out. Through the window, she watched him load the suitcase into the rideshare trunk, still talking to the driver about new beginnings. When the car pulled away, she exhaled, slow, long, like air leaving a balloon. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was clean. On the kitchen counter lay his bus ticket confirmation. She printed it the night before. Next to it, a note she never planned to give him. Just one line. You're right. Life does find balance. He called the next day, his voice lighter than it had been in years. Said the office was small but full of potential. Said he felt needed again. She listened, nodding even though he couldn't see. Every sentence sounded like freedom being signed over to her, one word at a time. When he asked how things were at home, she said, quiet. He said he missed that quiet. She smiled. You always did. After the call, she opened the window. The wind carried the sound of someone mowing a lawn down the street. Steady, mechanical, endless. The house smelled like dust and lemon cleaner. Her glass of wine was half empty. On the table beside it, the printed offer letter, folded once, perfectly aligned with the edge. For a moment, she thought about deleting the fake email account, but she didn't. It was hers now, a space where she'd built something that worked. Something honest, in its own twisted way. She closed the laptop, sat back, and watched the late sun paint thin gold lines across the floor. Peace felt strange at first, too still, too wide. Then it settled. Freedom, she realized, didn't roar. It hummed, low, steady, like the fridge that never stopped. Later that night, she scrolled through old photos, vacations, birthdays, faces smiling for other people. She stopped at one, his arm around her shoulder, both pretending to fit the frame. She deleted it without a sound. When the phone rang again, she let it go to voicemail. His voice came through anyway, muffled, upbeat. Just wanted to say thanks again for everything. Couldn't have done it without you. She exhaled, slow, almost amused. Yeah, she whispered to the empty room. That's the point. The fridge answered, soft and even. She closed the curtains, turned off the light, and let the silence settle. Calm, earned, complete. Outside, the bus station lights flickered out one by one, like the ending she'd been writing all along.